It was supposed to be an ordinary Friday night. I had just finished a long week at the office, the kind of week where deadlines feel like chains and every call feels like a demand on your sanity. I was looking forward to a quiet evening, maybe ordering some takeout, watching a game on TV, and finally relaxing. That's when my phone buzzed. Her name lit up the screen, and I already felt a sense of irritation because we had argued earlier about something trivial, the kind of argument couples have when stress and fatigue cloud judgment. But this text wasn't about the argument. It read, "Staying at Jake's tonight, don't wait up face blowing a kiss. My heart skipped, not in excitement but in that sinking, cold realization that something was off. Jake. That name shouldn't have meant anything, but it hit me like a punch. Jake was her co-worker, the guy she'd casually mentioned as a fun friend from her new project at work. I had never thought much of it because, in the past, she had been trustworthy, at least on the surface. But reading those words, the casual tone, the kiss emoji, it was like watching a slow-motion train wreck. I didn't reply immediately. I stared at the message for what felt like an eternity, my mind racing through every interaction, every smile, every laugh that now seemed suspicious. I could almost hear my own heartbeat, pounding in my ears, reminding me of the trust that was slipping through my fingers. Then, almost mechanically, my fingers typed two simple words, noted. Bye. It was cold, deliberate, and calculated. I didn't want to scream, beg, or plead. I wanted to see how far this would go, and I wanted her to feel the weight of her own words. The rest of the evening was tense. I sat on the couch, pretending to scroll through my phone, but every notification felt like a hammer striking my chest. I watched the clock, noting every passing minute, knowing she would be texting, calling, laughing, maybe even posting pictures on social media if she thought I wouldn't notice. And then came the silence, the kind of silence that screams louder than any argument. Hours passed. Midnight came and went. Her phone didn't buzz again. Normally, she would have been in touch, sharing a little detail about her night, some harmless joke. But nothing. That's when I knew I had to act. I wasn't impulsive, not entirely. I had learned that in situations like this, patience is your greatest ally. I grabbed my laptop and started digging. Nothing illegal, nothing intrusive beyond common sense. I simply checked for inconsistencies, cross-referenced social media, messages, and the occasional tagged photos. That's when I saw it, a story she had posted on Instagram, a casual selfie with Jake, the kind of photo couples take when they feel safe, when they think no one is watching. My stomach turned, but I didn't feel anger yet, I felt clarity. I knew I had to confront her, but not in the way most people would expect. I didn't call her, didn't text back emotionally. I waited. And when she finally came home the next morning, bleary-eyed, laughing at some private joke, I was ready. She barely looked at me when she walked in, tossing her bag on the sofa. Morning. Slept well, she said, with that casual tone that now felt like mockery. I didn't answer immediately. I just stood there, my arms crossed, my expression unreadable. Are you mad? She asked, finally noticing my silence. That's when I dropped the bomb. I pulled out my phone and showed her the screenshots, not just the text she sent, but the story, the tagged photos, everything. Her face went pale, and the first crack in her composure appeared. I can explain, she stammered. But I wasn't there to listen. I had heard enough lies in the past weeks, months, and maybe years. Instead, I said calmly, almost softly, noted. Bye. Her jaw dropped. Wait, what? That's what I replied last night, I said. Simple, factual, without emotion. You wanted me to stay home, to wait, to worry. I did neither. And now, you see how it feels. She tried to step closer, reach out, but I stepped back, shaking my head. No. Not this time. Her lips trembled. But, we can fix this. I didn't mean it, I just. Don't, I interrupted. Every excuse, every denial, every fake smile, it's all too late. I know everything. She sank onto the couch, covering her face with her hands. I didn't want to hurt you. I swear. I stood there, watching, feeling the calm after a storm. There was no rage anymore, just a quiet understanding that things had changed irreversibly. My trust, once the foundation of our marriage, was gone. And no words, no tears, could rebuild it. I left the house that morning, not out of spite, but out of clarity. She remained, sobbing quietly, realizing the gravity of what she had done. And as I drove away, I didn't feel empty. I felt free. Free from lies, free from deceit, free from the weight of someone who could look me in the eye and send a text like that without a second thought. By the evening, I had taken the steps to secure my life, phone numbers changed, passwords updated, plans made to protect my assets and my peace. She tried calling, texting, begging for forgiveness. Every time, I replied the same way, 2 words, cold, unyielding. Noted. Bye. Weeks later, mutual friends confirmed what I already knew: the affair wasn't just a one-night mistake, it had been ongoing. Jake had been more than a co-worker, he had been a secret that she tried to hide, and I had uncovered it with nothing more than observation, patience, and that simple, 2-word reply. It's funny, in a way. Just 2 words, noted. Bye. And it had broken the illusion, revealed the truth, and left no room for denial. Sometimes, the simplest gestures carry the heaviest weight. And sometimes, silence and composure are far more powerful than anger and confrontation. I moved on, not immediately, not without pain, but with dignity. She stayed behind, grappling with the consequences of her choices. And every time I think back to that text, to those 2 words, I smile quietly to myself, because in a world full of lies and deceit, the truth is a quiet, deadly weapon.